Some weddings dazzle with luxury, but others, they touch hearts. The wedding of Huang Zitao and Xu Neyi on the evening of October 16 was exactly that. Without press coverage or publicity, the event still managed to capture the attention of millions, becoming a poetic celebration of love, memory, and creativity, every detail carefully woven from genuine emotion. Purple heart emoji, a fairy tale written in light and memory. Unlike conventional celebrity weddings bound by tradition, Huang Zitao and Xu Neyi's ceremony unfolded like an art performance under the theme Ocean Star. The venue shimmered with shades of purple, silver, white, and sea blue, evoking a celestial ocean beneath the night sky. From the floral arrangements to the lighting design and music, every element was curated to reflect the rhythm of their love story, gentle, emotional, and steadfast. The afternoon featured a romantic outdoor ceremony, followed by the grand evening banquet, a feast of light celebrating their union. There were no cameras, no reporters, no media frenzy. Only family and a circle of close friends shared that private, intimate moment. Ironically, this quietness made the event even more captivating. It wasn't a public spectacle, but a private memory admired by the entire world. Bride with veil emoji, the bride of light and the groom of dreams. When Xu Neyi appeared in her voluminous white gown, crowned with a sparkling tiara, time seemed to pause. The soft glow of the chandeliers danced on her veil, making her look like a princess stepping straight out of a fairy tale. Beside her stood Huang Zitao, dressed in a black bejeweled tuxedo, the very image of a modern prince. Hand in hand, they ascended the aisle, not as pop idols or celebrities, but as two souls meeting halfway between the world of fame and the realm of pure love. Paw Prince emoji, when love comes with laughter. While many weddings emphasize solemnity, this one found beauty in its playfulness and humanity. One of the most memorable moments came when the couple entrusted their two beloved dogs with the task of carrying the wedding rings. One dog bolted straight toward the bride amid laughter and applause, while the other froze in confusion at the sight of so many strangers. The couple giggled, calling out and waving their hands anxiously so that their special plan wouldn't fall apart. The entire hall burst into laughter, and that unscripted, light-hearted moment perfectly captured their personalities, joyful, spontaneous, and authentic. This wasn't a performance, it was a living memory, the kind that reminds people that love can be fun, messy, and utterly sincere. Speech bubble emoji, you were the only one I remembered from that moment on. Then came the emotional highlight. Xu Neyi, with teary eyes, delivered a heartfelt speech that left many guests moved. She recalled first meeting Huang Zitao in 2015, when she was just 18 years old, never imagining that 10 years later, at 28, she would be standing beside him in her dream wedding. She remembered everything, the table she sat at, the color of her chair, the moment he walked into the room, and that fleeting glance he gave her. I met many famous people that day, she said softly, but you were the only one who left a mark on my heart. It wasn't just a confession, it was a testament to fate and memory, a love story born from a single glance, sustained by time, and fulfilled in destiny. Microphone emoji, boss talk, a love song in disguise. In response, Huang Zitao didn't reply with words. Instead, he took the microphone and performed Boss Talk, a song he wrote himself. The lively yet tender melody seemed to echo one message: after years of chasing dreams beneath the spotlight, he had finally found the heroine of his life. When the music faded, he walked over and kissed Xu Neyi gently on the forehead, a simple gesture that spoke louder than any vow. White heart emoji, simplicity as the ultimate artistry. What made this wedding truly groundbreaking was its ability to turn tradition into something personal and alive. Gone were the lengthy vows or rigid rituals, replaced by warm laughter, playful games, and heartfelt exchanges with friends. Later in the evening, the couple changed into their second outfits, Xu Neyi in a sleek mermaid-style gown, elegant yet comfortable, and Huang Zitao in a white suit radiating sophistication. Together, they walked from table to table, clinking glasses, thanking each guest with genuine smiles. The scene was modest, but deeply moving, two of C Entertainment's brightest stars, stripped of glamour, standing as ordinary people celebrating love. Glowing star emoji, more than a wedding, a declaration. In a world obsessed with grandeur and perfection, Their wedding stood out not for its extravagance but for its authenticity. Huang Zitao and Xu Neyi turned what could have been a media circus into a declaration of sincerity, proof that even under the harshest spotlight, love can remain pure and deeply human. Their story reminds us that celebrity weddings don't have to be cold or performative. When love is real, it transcends status, wealth, and expectation. Because in the end, the brightest sparkle that night wasn't from diamonds, but from the light in their eyes when they looked at each other. There are weddings that impress with extravagance, and then there are those that leave a lasting ache of beauty in memory. On the night of October 16th, the wedding of Huang Zitao and Xu Neyi gave the public one such moment, a scene so tender, so real, it became the emotional heartbeat of an already dreamlike celebration. Sparkles emoji, the scene that defined the night. The ceremony had already dazzled guests with its ocean star theme, a hall washed in violet hues, silver reflections, and soft marine light. But when the lights dimmed, and Xu Neyi stood before Huang Zitao in her voluminous gown and crystal crown, the mood shifted from spectacle to poetry. She began to speak, not with the grandeur of a celebrity bride, but with the trembling sincerity of a woman remembering love's first spark. "I met you in 2015, when I was 18, she said, her voice cracking slightly. "I never imagined that 10 years later, at 28, I'd be standing here with you, in our dream wedding." As she spoke, the crowd fell silent. Guests described the air as still, as if time had stopped. She continued, recalling how she remembered every detail of that first encounter, the color of her chair, the table she sat at, the exact moment Zitao turned his head and looked at her. "That glance," she confessed, "is something I never forgot. It was not a scripted speech. It was a love letter, spoken in real time, in front of those who mattered most." Revolving hearts emoji, a response wrapped in music. Huang Zitao didn't respond immediately with words. Instead, he smiled softly, took the microphone, and began to sing Boss Talk, his own composition. The upbeat rhythm contrasted the intimacy of the moment, yet every lyric hinted at something deeper, the story of a man who had spent years under the glare of fame, only to find peace in the eyes of one woman. The performance transformed the hall. What had been a glamorous stage became a private world, a space where he spoke not as an idol, but as a man in love. As the final notes faded, he crossed the stage and gently kissed Xu Neyi's forehead. That single gesture, quiet, graceful, unplanned, sent the room into applause and tears. Even among guests used to spectacle, it was pure, unfiltered romance. Paw prints emoji, love, laughter, and the dogs who stole the rings. Moments earlier, laughter had filled the same hall when the couple's two pet dogs were tasked with carrying the wedding rings. One rushed forward with excitement, the other froze, bewildered by the crowd. The audience cheered as Zitao and Neyi tried to coax their furry companions down the aisle, calling out and waving with childlike joy. That detail, small, genuine, chaotic, added a warmth rarely seen in celebrity weddings. It reminded everyone that beneath the glittering chandeliers, this was not a show. It was two people, playful, flawed, and deeply in love, building a memory together.